Hello, my name is Danni Wells, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the company Arbonne, which you've probably already heard of. But 10 years ago, when I actually bought my franchise, I'd never heard of Arbonne. So, where I was in life 10 years ago was me and my husband had two daughters. And unfortunately, our second daughter had a stroke and a brain hemorrhage, and it came completely out of the blue, completely pulled the rug from beneath us. And I ended up taking a year off work to be with her in hospital. And that had a massive financial implication on us because my husband started working weekends. He was working longer hours in the week, but we already had another child, our eldest, to be able to take care of. And he was like back and forth to the hospital with me. I was back and forth trying to see our toddler. And the best way I can kind of describe this mayhem is, when it was the COVID pandemic, and all of a sudden it was like everybody went to sleep, and the next day the world was in chaos, and a lot of people weren't able to make money. Their businesses or their jobs didn't exist anymore. People were homeschooling their children. It was absolute mayhem. Nobody had a plan B. Nobody really was like, "What? I don't even know what I'm doing." That's where we were for that first year when our daughter had her brain hemorrhage. And it was just like scrambling to survive, not really knowing what to do. We didn't have any plan B. We had no savings. The only income we had was my husband's income. I look back now and wish we'd had other income sources, because they tell you now that it's a smart move to have five or six different income streams so that if one of them gets pulled, you've got other incomes coming in. But we didn't have that. Obviously, I'm much smarter and wiser now, but didn't then. So I actually was contacted by my work, worked for Specsavers Opticians in ophthalmology after a year of having a year off work unpaid. And my boss, who owned the franchise, basically said to me, "Look, Danni, what are you doing? Are you coming back to work? What's happening?" And I had to make the really difficult decision to say, I'm not, because even though my daughter was recovering, it was a slow recovery that still meant that she'd have seizures 3, 4 times a week. She'd have regular MRI scans. She had to have so many appointments. It was like 3 or 4 appointments every week in three different cities. I'd take my elder daughter along with us as well. It was awful. It was a really, really horrible time. And so I actually left my wonderful career that I didn't ever see leaving. And actually went on to benefits. So the government helped support us financially. So I think they used to give us like £100 a week. And I hated it. I was so grateful for the money. It didn't scratch the surface of the money we were spending on fuel and parking at all the hospitals every single week. So we got into a lot of debt. But I hated being somebody that was living off the benefit system. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And if you're down on your knees, it's there for you. But I was like, I've always been somebody that works. I've always been a grafter. I've always been somebody that rolls my sleeves up. I really felt uneasy about just receiving this money for not doing anything. And so I was like making it my mission to ring up tax credits as quickly as possible and say thank you, but give it to somebody that really needs it, because I've got loads of fire in my belly. I can work. I just needed to find something that I could do. Like, I knew I had a strong work ethic. I knew that I was like good at helping people. I was good at lots of things. I didn't necessarily have like skills. Like, I can't sing, I can't write a book. I didn't have money to invest in like stocks and shares and buy property, but I had skills in other areas like helping people, etc. So I started looking for a way to make money from my phone. I was essentially looking for a laptop-based business, but the ironic thing is I didn't have a laptop. So I was looking for something to do for my phone in hospital, and I came across Arbonne. And the girl that introduced me to it, I didn't know her that well, but I'd been in the air cadets with her like years previously to that as a kid. So we knew each other, but not very well. And she said to me, "Look, I've got this franchise called Arbonne. It's from Switzerland. It's been around for 40 years," which appealed to me because I didn't want to start a business where if it was partnering with a company, they'd like just started a few years ago, because I know that only a very small percentage, like, is it like less than 1% of companies last past their first 10 years? So I didn't want to partner with a company that I didn't know if it was actually going to have that longevity. So when she said 40 years, I was like, wow, okay. She said it had a B Corporation stamp. And as soon as she said that, it was almost like she didn't need to say anything else, because, every company wants the B Corp stamp, but the out of the companies that apply for it each year, and not every company applies for it because they know they're not going to get it, but out of the companies that apply for it, it's based on point system. only less than 0.04% actually get the stamp. And then you have to reapply. So every 2 years, you have to reapply and you have to get more points than the last time. And the points are based on how good of a company you are. Your product's good. Do you treat your people right? Is everybody paid right? Is there equality? Like honestly, the depths that the B Corporation go into is insane. And if you're ever looking at buying anything, you want to look for the B Corp stamp because it's just the seal of approval, like the creme de la creme, the royalty stamp. It's just everything. So when she said it had the B Corp, and they obtain it every single time as well. And as I said, you have to keep getting better and better to keep that stamp. I was like, wow. And Arbonne actually, they have the most points in the B Corporation through the network marketing companies. So I was like, wow, okay, yeah, it sounds good. So she said to me that this company was founded by a man called Petter Mork, who was actually from Norway, and he was raised by a single mom with 4 children, and he could see. Oh, that's my baby monitor. Daughter's having a little cough. I was like, right, when they have a nap, I'll quickly get this video done. So I've got 2 little babies having a nap at the minute. Right, so where was I? Yes, Petter was raised by a single mum and she was working multiple different jobs to basically put food on the table. And as a kid, he was watching this, thinking in his head, when I grow up, I'm going to create something that enables women to flourish and have more time with their families. He didn't know what that was going to be, but the seed had been planted. And as he grew up, he ended up working for a company that makes skincare and cosmetic products. And the company he was working for was a baddie. They were not good. They're still around now, but they're constantly in and out of court. This company would create products that households would use. So, for example, I actually bought some of the baby care range from this company, put it on my children's skin, thinking, oh, I'm doing the right thing. And their skin flared up massively. And he saw the toxins that were going into these products. They were just watering all these bottles down with mineral oil, which is byproduct from the petrol industry. If it's not good enough for fuel, why are they putting it into baby care products? Awful. You know, when you put foundation on, it's all greasy and it leaks off your face. That's mineral oil. Or you know, when you put hand cream on and it's all like that. Anyway, that's mineral oil. So he could see that this was going on. They were putting parabens in, which obviously I've got links to cancers. Like it was awful. The stuff that was going on before his eyes, he was like, no, 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 I don't want to be a part of this. So he actually walked away from a really well-paid, incredible job and decided he was going to set up his own company selling skincare and cosmetics products for households, but they were going to be clean. They were going to be recyclable. And this was in 1980. Like recycling wasn't even a thing then. Think back to your childhood when nobody recycled. It wasn't even a thing. But for him, he was like, we're going to do everything's going to be recyclable. He was like, the ink on the packaging is going to be safe for people like with asthma and things. He said that everything's going to be vegan. Like vegan wasn't even really a thing then. So everything's going to be vegan. Everything's going to be gluten free. And he was like, all of my products are going to be 100% the product as opposed to shop bought products. You get your bottle, say of shampoo, 1 to 2% is your shampoo, and then 98% is just watered down in toxins and waste products, which is why it just doesn't work and why they sell it so cheap. It's just to maximize profit. Awful, awful, awful. So he created Arbonne. We've got over 500 incredible plant-based products. And he was like, I'm not going to sell these in shops because when products are sold in shops, they actually go up in price about 80%. So I know this working in an optician's, we would sell glasses for £200-300. I knew they cost like a couple of pounds. I know obviously you've got to pay for your overheads, like your shop, your insurance, your advertising. So I know that goes into consideration, but the profit margin, I reckon it's like a 70% profit margin, just profit going into stock, shareholders' pockets. So he was like, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have my products where people can order them and they're delivered straight to their door. So kind of like from farm to table scenario, you know, when you'd go and get your fruit and veg straight from the farm and then bring them straight home to your table. So that kind of situation going on. But then he was thinking, well, how are people going to even know about these products? So this is where it came in about his mum. So going back to, you know, thinking I wish my mum had a way to flourish and thrive in her career, but also have lots of free time with her family. So he decided to help women. Now, I will say this was in 1980 and his main thought was women. However, men do this as well, but I'm just taking you right back to the beginning. He was like, I'm going to help women buy their own shop with Arbonne. So we would call that a franchise now. He was like, well, it's online now, but back then it was like phone in. And he said, what we'll do is they will help people shop. So they'll be a personal shopper. So they will help people have like a unique experience, sorting out the things that they need. And then they will phone in to get the products ordered. They'll be delivered straight to the customer. Or obviously now you just order it online. So he was like, we're going to pay them a percentage because they've done the work. And that is how Arbonne started. So that's kind of like a little bit about the story. I've kind of gone into a bit of depth there, haven't I? So the products are all clean. They all have a 90-day money back guarantee. So when I first started Arbonne, which was 10 years ago, my biggest problem that I had in my family was my two children had really bad skin. I would literally try every single product you could imagine. I went back and forth to hospital to the GP to get different prescription creams, and sometimes things would work a little bit, but it wouldn't be long. It wouldn't be long term. Long-term solution. And when I came across Arbonne, I was interested in buying some of the kids range products because I'd heard other people say how great the results had been for them. But I actually was used to spending £1 a week on a kid's hair and body wash. So when I looked at the Arbonne products and I went to put the kids' hair and body wash in my basket, it was about £20. I'll be totally honest, I about fell off my chair. I couldn't believe it. Now, I know £20 isn't a lot of money to some people, but when you're used to spending £1 to go to 20, that's quite a big jump, 200% jump. So I was a bit hesitant. But the girl that was telling me about these products basically said to me, look, if it doesn't work, Arbonne believe in their products that much that they'll offer a no questions asked, full money back guarantee up to 3 months. Even if you've used every drop of the product, you send it back, like the empty packaging, send it back, and they'll refund you straight away. So I was thinking, if this company believes in their products that much, they're willing to refund people, even if they've used everything, I'm going to take a chance with them. And she said to me, you've tried everything and it's not worked. So yes, spending £20 is a lot of money compared to what you were used to spending. But if it works, and I was like, yeah, I'd spend more. Like if it worked, of course I'd spend more. If you could guarantee me it was going to work, I would have spent more. So I bought it. Within 2 days, my kids' skin cleared up. They never had problematic skin again after that. That one bottle lasted me nearly a year. So when I looked at it, I was like, okay, before I was spending £1 a week. When you look at that over a year, that's 52 weeks a year. That's £52 I'd spent. Not to mention the environmental harm of putting 52 bottles into landfill. Versus Arbonne's £20 bottle, one bottle, better for the environment, and it actually works. So that was kind of like where that came in. These products are phenomenal. How does it work from a business point of view? So this obviously is a franchise, and I spent £70 for the year buying my website. And I love that it was only £70 a year because it meant that everything was built for me. Everything was in place. I didn't have to update my website. I didn't have to do any advertising. I didn't have to even have customer services, which they provide customer services in all the markets. So I don't speak French, well, not very well, but my customers in Canada that speak French Canadian can ring up customer service and be in their native tongue. Same for in Poland. I'm not great at Polish, but my customers in Poland can ring up customer service and have somebody on the other line of the phone in Poland. So when you pay for your franchise, I kind of worked out it was about £5 a month. And it meant that all that infrastructure was in place. So for only about £5 a month, but it was £70 a year, I just couldn't believe what you get. So what happened was I started to talk to people about these products, and people started to listen to what it was that I was saying and ask me more questions like your skin, what you're using, the kids' skin, you've lost loads of weight, tell me what you're using. Like people start asking these questions. And what I realized was doing this business was basically like, have you ever been on holiday and then wrote a review on TripAdvisor about your honest opinion? And somebody's looked at that review and thought, oh, wow, that looks good based on what you've said. Or even like, oh my gosh, that sounds horrible, I'm not going there. Either way. When I book a holiday now, I won't book a holiday based on what the advert says. Like I'm so shut off to advertising now. So I only want to go onto TripAdvisor and see what real people that have had a real experience say. And that's basically what we do in Arbonne. So we tell people our real, genuine, authentic experience. So I tell people how good the deodorant is, how good the toothpaste has been for me, like that I use the hair products, that I use the skincare products, that I use the sun cream and the body care, etc. And I just give them my real opinion. And then if they then want to buy based on what it is that we've had talked about in that conversation, they literally go onto my website, which is personalized to me. They put the products into their basket, like online shopping. They put their card details in. So I don't take any money off anybody. And those products are shipped straight to their door. And then Arbonne pay me the following week a percentage. So we get paid 35%. So if somebody spends £100 in your shop, the next week you get paid £35. So if you imagine you've got 10 customers, for example, and they're each spending £100, you would get your turnover is £1,000. So from that, you'd get paid the next week £350. So you can kind of see how people on average are earning about £500 a week from doing Arbonne, because customers don't want to shop through like a faceless system anymore. They want to say to somebody, I've got really dry skin here, like my gut's flaring up, I've got bloating. These are all my problems. What can you do to help? Some people want somebody that's there, that wants to help, that is listening to what it is that they're saying. And that is where the job role comes in for us. Like there's so many people out there that want a personal shopper, somebody that uses these products that can give them a real, real experience, real, like have a real conversation with them. So simple. Stop, share, sell, earn, easy peasy. Okay, so when I first started this business, I was a little bit like, well, I don't know many people, but I'm willing to ring up tax credits and say, thank you, but no, thank you, I don't need it anymore. Give it to somebody else. So I was willing to find people that were willing to trust me in my new job role. So I kind of saw this a bit like if I decided to be a childminder or a hairdresser, I certainly wouldn't, like, if I put a big post on Facebook saying I've just qualified as a childminder, like it's my dream, I love working with children, I certainly wouldn't then look at all my friends with children who already have childcare sorted. I wouldn't look at all my friends and be like, why are you not changing your childcare provider to me? That's not fair. I'm now not going to be a childminder because I've got nobody to speak to. I've got nobody that wants to come to me as a customer. And the same with a hairdresser. I wouldn't train to be a hairdresser and then decide that the only people I could help are my friends and family. And then if they didn't want to swap hairdressers to me, I wouldn't then complain about it and say, oh, it's not, none of my friends and family want to use me as a hairdresser. No, I would be looking for people that are looking for me. And that is how this business works. So when I first started this business, I started using the kids range products on my children's skin. I got results instantly. So I was talking about those results and sharing them in person and online. And a couple of the school mums collared me in the playground and basically said, look, Danni, what's going on with the girl's skin? Like it's completely cleared up. So I said, oh, I was really rubbish in the beginning. I basically said something like, oh, I've been using these products from Arbonne. It's from Switzerland. It's been around for 40 years. And you cannot buy Arbonne products at all. You can only buy them through a consultant like myself that has to have a link to the website, which I do. So you can't buy them online. You can't buy them anywhere. You can only buy them through somebody that's bought the franchise rights, which I have. So if you want to buy anything, like I'll send you my little website link. They're like, yeah, send it to me. So when I went home, I sent them my website link. One of those mums bought the kids range products and I got paid £12.50. I think she bought a couple of things, actually. It wasn't just that one bottle. She bought a couple of things. And although £12.50 is not a lot of money, for me, I was ecstatic. I was so happy with my little paycheck of £12.50. But it was what happened after that where the beauty went. So I had one customer, but she went to work and she told somebody at work about these products. I didn't know. So this person was a stranger to me and she was telling this, her friend, stranger to me, and this stranger went onto my website and ordered the products. And guess what? I got paid. I got paid from a stranger's order. Now, of course, she didn't stay a stranger because, of course, I messaged her, said, thank you so much. My name is Danni. Let me tell you about myself. And she's actually become one of my really close friends now. So that stranger has become a really good friend. She then went and told her neighbor, and that neighbor used these products, went onto my website, ordered the products, and I got paid. And then she told her sister in Australia. So then I went to bed one night, woke up in the morning, had a look on my Arbonne app. I'd made money in the night. Now, granted, it wasn't like massive money. I think it was like £20 I'd made in my sleep. But I was like, I can make money in my sleep. This is amazing. So all of a sudden, I had people shopping online. And they started to tell people. So although I only kind of knew one person first that bought products from me, they were telling people and they were telling people. And within 4 months, I actually had promoted to level 2 in Arbonne, which is area manager level, and I was making £1,000 a month. So to me, I was like, it's time to ring up tax credits and tell them thank you, but no thank you. That was the greatest moment for me doing that. I had customers that were ordering products from Australia and New Zealand, America and Canada, Poland and the UK. 99.9% of them I didn't know. But every time somebody shopped on my website, I'd send them a message, say thank you. And I wanted to learn about them. Tell me about yourself. What do you do for work? Do you have children? Have you got pets? And they became my friends. So strangers became my friends. And this is how this business grew. So within that 4 months, I promoted to level 2. It was only £1,000 a month. My business became willable, which meant if anything happened to me, that income went and got willed onto my husband and my children, which is unbelievable. If anything had happened to me at the opticians, they'd have sent flowers to my funeral and that would have been it. So your business becomes willable up to 6 generations deep. So obviously my partner's generation 1, my children are generation 2, my grandchildren who I don't have yet will be generation 3, my great grandchildren generation 4. So this business is still going to be paying people in my family that I will never meet, my great grandchildren I'll never meet, but this business will pay them and they'll be like, oh yeah, great granny Danny started this business. I mean, what? So this business is incredible. It absolutely changes lives. It really, really does. You can obviously have your business in all these different countries that I've said. And what I would say is, I want you to have a real serious think, like I did, about what would you do if the rug got pulled from beneath you, like it did to us? Do you have other income streams coming in? If you don't, would this be a good idea? Would it be a good idea to take the money you're already spending on products like shampoo, toothpaste, deodorant, sun cream, body care, makeup, skincare, things that you're having for breakfast, supplements, protein shake, gut health, collagen, memory products, energy drinks, so switch your coffee out and have the fizz sticks instead? Would it be an idea to switch your spend over, buy from your own shop at an amazing discount, and you also get loads of freebies as well with Replenish Me, and then tell people what your opinion is, review them like you would on TripAdvisor, or if you watch a Netflix documentary and you tell people, I won't watch anything on Netflix that's going to take up a chunk of my time without checking first on social media. If somebody else has seen it, use their time to see it and recommends it. Like, I'm not wasting 5 hours deep into a series if somebody else doesn't say, oh yeah, I took 5 hours spending watching that and it was worth it. Or I spent 5 hours watching that, do not watch it. I'm like, great, that's it, enough said, I won't watch it. So that's how this business works. It's incredible. And then you get that income every single week, which is amazing. And you get perks like trips. I've been on 25 paid for trips with Arbonne. I just got back as a family of 6 to Dubai. We all went, me and my husband and our 4 daughters all went to Dubai. This earlier on, we went to Marbella, Morocco. We've been Jamaica. We've been on a Caribbean cruise. We've been Bahamas, Maui. We've been on so many different trips because of this business. It is the most remarkable business. Now, if you've got questions, which I'm sure you have, I could talk and talk and talk, but I'm going to wrap it up here. All I would say is tell the person that told you about this business the thing that excited you the most and what questions you need to ask that are holding you back from jumping in and joining the team, and they will help you. And if it's me, I will help you. I was so excited. Thank you so much for listening, and I can't wait to welcome you into our Arbonne team.